Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a lovely strength, stretch and control 20-minute Pilates routine. So when you're ready, come and stand onto your mat, feet a little bit wider than your hips. Inhale to lift your arms above the head. Exhale to open them nice and wide, nod your chin to the chest, rolling all the way down to the floor. Inhale here and exhale, rolling up nice and slow. Inhale to lift the arms above the head and exhale to nod the chin towards the chest, rolling down bone by bone all the way to the floor. Have a little wriggle here and then slowly restack the spine. Inhaling the arms up, standing nice and tall, tuck the chin to the chest. And again, come all the way down onto the floor. Take your left hand and wrap that hand around the right ankle, really getting that nice twist. Lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, bending that elbow and just tuck it between the hips. Taking a deep breath in here and then head on over to the other side. So it's the right hand onto the left ankle, twisting the body, reaching that left arm up towards the ceiling and then bending that elbow, just tucking it in front of the hips and then releasing and letting go. Bending both knees now, hugging your chest to your thighs and straighten the legs. And then bend and straighten the legs and then roll up into standing. Take the arms above the head, interlink the fingers and push your palms up to the ceiling. You're going to stretch over to the right hand side, really lifting out of the ribs, out of the hips. Come back through center over to the other side. Grounding through the feet while stretching and lifting out of the body. Take your hands behind your back, interlink the fingers and just come into a little chest expansion here. Looking up to the ceiling and then carefully fold forwards, allowing the arms to come up above the head like so. And then slowly coming back up into that extension. Looking up to the ceiling, open the chest and fold forward again. Lovely, just gently easing those arms down a little bit further this time. And then slowly coming all the way up, unlock the hands. And then imagine you're hugging a big beach ball. Bring the arms in front of you and just drop your head between the shoulders. Having a nice stretch here. Then open the arms. Open the chest as you come down and just have a little wiggle. We're going to come down onto our mat now into the 4-point kneeling position. Wrists directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Come up into your cat. So tuck the tailbone, arch the spine and drop your head between your arms. And then coming back down through neutral and into your extension. So stick out the bottom, open the chest, look up and then coming back into your cat. Lovely, so just move and flow through this movement. Should feel really nice. Keep the tummy held tight. And then look over your right shoulder and have a little peek at your bottom. So lift and hitch that right hip. And then come back through center over to the side, looking over the left shoulder. Hitch the left side of the hip, getting a little stretch here and carry on with this. Lovely, good. Once you've finished on that side, tuck the toes under, sit back onto your heels and walk your hands slightly forward, resting your forehead down onto your mat. Good, so just stretching out the toes here, stretching out the body. From here, send yourself up into a plank, nice and strong, and then drop the knees, sitting back down into that resting position. And then tummy held tight. Push up into your plank, squeezing the bottom. Then the knees back down, sitting onto the heels, release the head. And then coming forward into that plank position, hold it here for a moment. Lift that right leg and come into your pigeon pose. So the leg is bent and the foot is at a right angle, or you can hug it closer into the hip, it's up to you. Just get that nice stretch on the bum and the hips. You can put your elbows onto your mat if that feels good for a deeper stretch. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort, then come out of this posture into a resting position. And then then step back into a plank position, going over to the other side. So that left leg now is going to come forward into that pigeon pose. I've got my foot quite near to my hip, but do feel free to shuffle it around. If it's more comfortable at a right angle position, then do shuffle it forward, and you can bring your elbows down onto your mat as well. Whatever feels good for you. Coming up, just enjoying the stretch. Tuck the back toes under, come back into your plank position, drop down onto your knees, sit back onto your heels, open your knees wider than your hips, and you're going to ripple forward. So almost sniff your mat, stick your bum out, come forward, and then arch your spine back into your cat as you come back onto your heels. So this should feel really good. Go at your own pace. If you want to go a little bit faster or slower, really get into the stretch, get into the move, and then just come down into your resting position. Take a moment, take a breath. And then slowly come up into sitting, coming up into a high kneeling position. We're going to step the right leg forward into that lunge. So as you lunge forward, take the arms all the way up to the ceiling, rock back onto the left leg, straightening out the right. Try and get that chest down towards the leg, and then coming all the way back up into that lunge position. Try and reach up and out of the hips rather than sinking into the pelvis. And then tuck the back foot up into your high lunge. Place your left hand down by your foot. Your right hand is going to come up to the ceiling, twisting here, opening the chest, eyes towards the hand. And then circle the arm all the way back around and down. Ready for some push-ups. So join the right leg to the left, knees squeezing together. Cross your ankles, these are tricep push-ups. Squeeze your elbows in towards your waist. Make sure your hips are nice and open. You're squeezing your bottom and your tummy. Slowly coming down, and exhale as you push up. Lovely, keep this going, so staying really strong here, using your breath to help you push up, and then just come all the way back onto your heels, over to the other side. Step that left leg in front of you into a deep lunge position as the arms come up, then rock back onto that right leg, straighten the left, toes up to the ceiling as you take your arms down to your mat, trying to get your chest near to your thigh. Coming forward, lifting up and out of the pelvis, get that nice stretch, and then rocking back, straightening that left leg as much as you can. Coming forward again, really open up the chest and get that nice stretch. Good, tucking the right toes under, place the right hand next to the left foot and reach the left fingers up to the ceiling, looking up to the sky, getting that twist. And then just circling it back round, drop onto the knee. That left leg will join the right, and you're going to slowly lower all the way down into the prone position. So lying onto your tummy, your hands are going to be in a high V position. Float your nose just off the mat and have your legs slightly wider than your hips. Slide your nose away, look up through your eyebrows and lift the chest and the back of the neck. Ready to lift the left arm and the right leg and over to the other side. So lift the right arm and the left leg and carefully place them back down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Making sure that you're not creeping into your lower back. Relax the shoulders. Keep up into that high extension. Pointing the toes. Lengthen your legs away from you. Nice and controlled here. And then just lower everything down. Place your forehead into your hands, bend your right knee, and then lift from the thigh, opening up the hip along your mat, squeezing into that bum, and lower down over to the other side. Bend the left knee, lift from the thigh, opening up the hip, squeezing into the glute, and extend. Pointing the toes up to the ceiling, carry on doing this. And then bend both knees together, knees come nice and wide, flex your feet, heels together, and you're going to lift both thighs off your mat, squeezing into the bum and lower down. Lift and lower, relaxing your upper body, relaxing your forehead onto the backs of your hands. Good, keep this going. Really squeeze up into the bottom. And then lengthen your legs down, have a little wiggle, push yourself up into that downward dog and just pedal out your feet here. Taking a few deep breaths, send your chest down to the mat and then drop onto your knees, turn over into a sitting position, have your legs slightly bent and in front of you, hip width apart, lengthen your arms in front of your chest, rock back into your C curve as you bend that left elbow into your waist, twisting over to that side and then come over to the other side, coming back into that C curve, then the elbow twist, look over that shoulder and over to the other side, twisting and lengthening up into center. So getting that nice pelvic tuck as you twist around to each side and lengthen up through the crown of the head as you come through center. Slowly rolling all the way back onto your mat now. Lengthen your arms above the head, lengthen your legs, and then just float your arms by your side. We're going to come into some kicks. So lifting one leg to the air and then the other leg. So point the toes, keep that leg really long and strong. Good, breathing here. Holding that left leg up to the ceiling, you're going to walk your hands all the way up the thigh to the calf, bring that knee in towards your nose into the curl up position and then slowly walk back down. So going over to the other side, lift that right leg, walk your hands up towards the ankle, try and ease that leg close into your nose and your chest and walk back down, lowering that leg. Good. Bending one knee in and the other, have the heels together and the knees apart. You're going to open your knees, keeping your heels together and then close them. Open and close. Lift your arms above your chest. Focus on working on the inner thighs at the moment. Breathing naturally, nice long arms. And then you're going to come into your curl up, nod the chin to the chest, come up as you extend and straighten the legs, the arms come down past the thighs and back onto your mat. Lift, point the toes and lower. Exhale to lift, lengthen the arms down and inhale to lower. Lovely. Can you come up a little bit higher? Holding it here. And then just bend the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. And then lengthen your left leg. You're going to draw and gently pull the right leg over the midline of the body, looking over that shoulder, getting a nice twist. Releasing and relaxing here, circle the arm above the head, rolling onto your side, just shuffle back if you need to, bend both knees, one hand on top of the other, coming into our open book, so lift and open that top arm and then close it down, placing one hand on top of the other, and then inhale, follow your hand as you open it out. And then closing it back down. Good. Again, stretching and releasing your back here and opening the chest. And then lift the left arm. We're going to hug that left knee into the chest. Pull that left knee over the midline of the body, looking over the opposite shoulder now. And then circling that arm, Just encouraging you to roll over onto that side, bend your knees up, ready to open the book on the other side. Inhale to lift the arm, eyes towards the fingers, and exhale to close. So we're doing this 3 times. Opening up and closing. Last time, open, eyes looking towards the hand, and then bring the right arm up, which will take you onto your back. Lengthen your right leg as your arms come above your head, and you're going to kick the right leg up as you take the arms down. Over to the other side. Lengthen your arms, lengthen the other leg, kick, and then lengthen your arms down as you bring the knee in. Okay, so keep doing this. This is a little bit of coordination, so don't worry too much. Just try and kick the leg up as you take the arms down, extend the arms above the head as you lengthen the leg and draw back in. Lovely, so keep going with this, just alternate sides, using the breath, coordinating the leg and the arm together and drawing in. And then float one leg up to 90 and the other, come up into your curl up, hands behind the head, elbows nice and wide, extend one leg and then extend the other. So switching legs, bending one leg in as you extend the other leg, coming up nice and high into your curl up, using the breath, inhale and exhale. Lengthen the arms above your head for a stronger posture. Lovely, keep this going, working really hard. And then come all the way back down, lengthen and extend your legs up to the ceiling, and you're going to start to crisscross your legs. So just crisscross your legs in a turned out position, working the inner thighs. Making sure you're relaxing back onto your mat. And then slowly lower your legs all the way down as slow as you can, down onto your mat, and just release. Lengthen your arms above the head, big inhale, exhale, nod the chin to the chest. You're going to roll up into sitting, just wiggle out of the hips, flex your feet and have a stretch over the legs. So just releasing and stretching here, and then restack the spine, swing your legs around and carefully come up into standing. So standing in a nice wide position, feet wider than your hips. You're going to come down into a squat position, send your arms up above your head and swing your right arm back and then swing your left arm back. So you're staying down low into your squat position, sit back into your heels, squeeze your bottom and slow and controlled swings of the arms. Lovely. Length and energy through the fingertips, and then straighten the legs, keep extending the spine forward and then just releasing all the way down to the floor. From here, come straight back into your squat position, arms up to the ceiling, and then open the arms to the side and close, open and close. So still staying in your squat position, lengthen your arms out to the side, palms up to the ceiling, and then lengthen above the head. Good, keep staying nice and low. And then just fall forward into your forward fold and just transfer your weight from side to side, easing out the hips and bottom. Slowly restack the spine, coming up into standing. We're going to take a balance here, so bend your left knee, arms coming up to the ceiling, balancing here, and then carefully place it back down. Over to the other side, peel your foot off, bending that knee up, finding your balance, finding that focus point. And then slowly lowering down, hands onto the hips. You're going to rise up onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees while keeping your heels high, and then push the heels down, and then standing up nice and straight. And then bend your knees, keeping your bend as you lift the heels. It's quite wobbly, so be careful. Find your balance, straighten the legs at the top and then lower the heels. Good, coming back into a nice wide position, you're going to stretch over to the right, come back through centre and stretch over to the left. Coming back to centre, again over to one side, really reach the fingertips, stretch a little bit more. And again over to the other side. Lovely, just heel toe everything in. You're going to inhale to reach the arms up to the ceiling, and as you exhale, just give everything a shake. Inhale and shake and wiggle as you exhale. Inhale up and have a wiggle and a shake. Lovely, well done. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next week.